And there goes Leo. What a great intro to this video. Anyways, I've been getting some requests to do, he is climbing all in the shoe rack. Anyways, I've been getting requests to do a video on like just tips and tricks to be able to start sneaker reselling. I guess I can kind of touch on how and what made me start, and then just kind of go through what I've learned along the way, sort of thing. So I guess we'll go ahead and we'll get right into it. I'll kind of tell you how I started reselling, and then we'll get into a couple of tips that should help you all as you want to try to progress. All right, so I guess basically I was in college. I think it was my sophomore year. There was this local event. I think it was Kicklahoma. I'm sure a bunch of people have heard of them. They came to Charlotte, and I was like, it's kind of getting into the clothing sort of stuff like Supreme and whatnot when it was hype back then, and decided let's go there and just see what it's all about. So we went, ended up buying a few shirts, and then I ended up flipping them on like Poshmark and Instagram. That's when I first started making an Instagram account for me or whatever. But I flipped those on there, and I didn't make crazy money. I made like $25 on one. I think I flipped one and made like 50 bucks. And so I realized, oh, this is kind of cool. So then I kind of just started using that method and was like, oh, you know, you can actually make some little side money off of this. So I started off slow, you know, buying 1 or 2 shoes at a time. I'd buy used shoes, like Yeezys and stuff, clean them up. Leo is all over that shelf back there. Anyways, I'd clean them up. It'd help increase the value, obviously, and then I'd sell them, make a profit. And I'd kind of do it one shoe at a time. Sorry, I don't know why I'm playing with my black light. I do it one shoe at a time, just because I didn't have a bunch of money just to be throwing out there to try to make money then. But shortly following that, I ended up getting a credit card. And I'll tell you, that's where it really does help. When the Yeezy Earths came out, just because I had a credit card, I was able to use it. And I think I got like 7 pairs in store that day. And I had some buddies come with me, of course, obviously. But I got 7 pairs, and then just used that to pay for them and kept the profit, paid it off right afterwards. So I guess that'll get us into the tips now. But I mean, that's kind of the short backstory. I slowly started flipping stuff through then, and then once I got a full-time job and started actually making decent money, I was using that to help fund the sneaker reselling and whatnot. And it was just growing to a scale to where I guess now, as you can see, I needed to create it like my own business with it. Obviously you can still have your business and another business and like work for someone, but it just wasn't working that way for me. I was, you know, making more than I was at my full-time job, just selling sneakers on the side. So I was like, all right, I need to actually try to attack this and take it on full-time. All right, so come to present date. Obviously, you've seen the previous videos, you know where we are now. It's just constantly from reinvesting stuff. So I guess we'll get into a few tips. I know there's a couple of things that I could reach out and say. It's just always, if you have no overhead or cost at all, the best thing to do would just be keep reinvesting your money. If you don't have a lot to start with, you know, you got to find the cheap used stuff, hit your thrift stores like Goodwill, stuff like that. See if you can find any shoes there just to clean up and flip. Or if you do have a little bit more capital, you know, a couple $100, then you can start trying to see if you can hit retail pairs when they drop online, or just checking your local malls every day for pairs to come. So I guess that would be a good first tip if you don't have a lot of capital up front. Just to either try to source your pairs through retail hits or from your thrift stores. A good second tip, I guess we'll move on to, is being sure that you start trying to make connections and talking to people. I know that was a big thing for me with our local mall. Anytime I go into the store, granted, I'm related to one of them, you know, way down the line somewhere, but just talking to them every day, or not every day, but anytime you're in there in all your stores, just try to, you know, build that personal relationship with them, because then, you know, after a few chats, you start to get their numbers, and they'll start letting you know when pairs come in. So when stores like that do have pairs, you can be the first to know. you'll be there. And obviously you can't always take all the inventory, but if you'll at least get a couple pairs, so that way, you know, you can make some money that day. And now I guess moving on for this video, the last tip is like marketing and promoting yourself. I've learned that over like honestly the past 2 months. I've started YouTube back, posted on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and making a couple Instagram reels, and it's just wild the amount of people that it reaches. I know I don't have many like viral videos or whatever, but just being able to go out there and have your stuff on a platform where people can interact and figure out who you are, and just what you're about. I mean, it's the main way to start growing your fan base and like a support system, because obviously when you're small and you want to try to sell to people, you're going to be selling to like a bunch of other resellers who are going to want to get stuff for cheaper. But it starts to help you build up like your clientele base, for those who actually want personal shoes. Sorry. I know like when we got the Oregon Dunks recently, 10 pairs were sold to other resellers, but they were still paying my price. 2 of them were sold to clients though. So, I mean, I guess you say clients, but just people who actually wanted to wear the shoe. So, that's just a good way, and to keep in touch with all the people who do buy shoes from you. People do love whenever you reach out to them when you have stuff in their size, or if they're looking for a shoe and you look for it. I mean, obviously not every time they're going to buy it, but they start to feel like special and stuff, just because, say you get a shoe their size, maybe it's not exactly what they're looking for, but it's similar, and just to keep in touch with them. I mean, you don't have to go above and beyond for everyone, but, you know, just try to keep those people who do buy from you and support you closer, so that way, you know, you always have someone out there who is willing to support you. And of course, if you do good business with them, they'll let all their other friends know whenever they need things. And obviously, people always need shoes. People are always wanting shoes, all the new releases, whether it's Jordans, Dunks, and apparently Kanye might be coming back, so Yeezys might be a thing again. That's just about it. I'd say that those are 3 pretty good tips to get into sneaker reselling. I mean, it is a lot of behind the scenes work, so if you're not willing to put in the work, it's not a thing for you. I know it may not look like you're working, quote unquote, every day, but you constantly have to have your phone ready, because I mean, if you post stuff for sale and people want to buy it, you can't just set your scheduled work hours and not reply to them, because then you're going to miss out on sales. So I know that is one thing. Like, be sure you do reply to people in a timely manner, because people are not afraid to take their business elsewhere, especially if it's, you know, another reputable source. So always be sure you're being in a timely manner and interacting with all those who support you out there. But I think that's going to wrap up this video. I appreciate all for watching. We got to go do some local meetups and hopefully find some more pairs. So be sure to check in. We have a bunch of events coming up, so we'll be getting content in all of those, cashing out, selling, all types of things. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see y'all in the next video.